And with a watch looking like he broke the bank, but he promised me he's not. He said he got started from his wife and a pop's watch, face so fat the band had stretch marks. It shines so bright that you can see it from Mars. Man, he blinded me reflecting headlights from the cars. He's got to be a rapper, baller, or a movie star, but nah, he's too humble to be all of the above. So he said my name is Trap, oh, cause you bees in the trap. Nah, it ain't even like that, and he tilted his bull's cap. Introduced me to his wife, and she had one too. Wrist game so cold that she can build igloos out of nothing. They legit, they even bless their kids. Man, when they all stand in a row, they look like 4G out of rims. Tight like Tim's on a New York.
I say, yo, what's happening, family? It's your boy Trap Vision 3D, man, and you are live with your boy on TV 3D. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, what's happening? Okay, so y'all know I start the show loud every time. Wifey in the back saying I'm too loud. So yeah, let me before we even get started, man, let me jump down these comments, man. I seen you, Ice Cold is there, you know what I'm saying? My sister Burns is in the building. So unfortunately, I had a mishap with my microphone. Yeah, it's dead for now, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna see if it was something on my end or if it's just dead. But because I want to use my mic today. Let's see. Burns in the building. Fats, what's going on, baby? And my sister Trelise is in the building. Victor 202, Don Juan, blessings, man. I hope everything is good with you, brother. Let's see. And off top, we got a spam. K. Lamar star. Yeah, they in the building. What's happening? So tonight, man, you know what? Tonight is going to be an open forum. I'm pretty sure you guys saw the title, and if you want to know what sparked that title, I'll tell you. Pretty much, if you type in Black History Month, a lot of stuff pops up. There has been a number of comments. I've been jumping like in a lot of people's different comment section. I've actually been watching, and shout out to, and I don't know her, but shout out to the Keisha's comedy set. She does an excerpt where she does telling you about particular people in history, our Black history heroes. So I've been checking her out, and we jumped on here real quick to say what's up. We have live running, but oh man, that is so dope, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. House of X is in the building as usual. Keisha, yeah. So I happened and see one thing I liked about it. I put in the search engine, Keisha. I put in the search engine Black History Month because, of course, man, during Black History Month, I wanted to learn something new that I didn't already know. And so far, today is the 5th, right? And I've learned so much. And we're going to get into some stuff that I found out. So what I'm going to do is let me do this as I continue with the show. Because tonight, I really didn't want to stay on too long because we have a number of lives. We got Meet and I going live tonight, and House of X, I believe, and everybody else is going live. It's Saturday. I'm off work. Man, it was cold here in Indiana. This morning got up to below 0 temperatures, man. And before I even go into like a topic, man, please, I just dropped my community tab. Go over there and check out Meet Nas. So Meet dropped her very first, and it was 2 days ago. If you hadn't catched it, we're supporting Black-owned businesses this month, right? And we're going to continue, not just this month, but we're going to continue to support Black businesses, trying to bring them to the forefront. But Talley Twine was the watch that she got for her birthday, and she did her unboxing and then kind of reviewed the watch right then and there. So if you hadn't seen it, go to my community tab. It's there. You can go check it out, man. Let's get that thing jumping, man. One is getting views for great content creators. 2, it is putting this exposure on Talley Twine. I think they got, like, from what I was looking at, it's a pretty nice watch, man. She looked like she was super happy, man, for that watch. Yo, what's going on, man? My man Vic is in the building. Well, let me see here. You're going to be on a time. What did he say? Burger Barn. Oh, don't block me. Hush. Hey, tell the people over there, Burger Barn, man, what's happening, man. Listen, I don't know if you up there in the area where Vic and them's at, up in New York, man, you want to stop by Burger Barn, man. I've never been to Burger Barn, but I will get to Burger Barn one day. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the people over there at Burger Barn, man. So let's jump into today's topic. So I typed in um Black History moments. No, I typed in Black History topic. And the first topic that popped up was T-Pain. And then right below T-Pain's topic was Morgan Freeman. So 9 years ago, Morgan Freeman made a comment that I not just researched it, it kind of gave him put him in some heat with the black community and some other folks. They was like, yo, what do you mean we shouldn't celebrate Black history? And he said, you know, he was talking to the 60-minute correspondent. He said his piece. I understood from his point of view that I don't want to just have 28 days to celebrate. And then, you know, I was talking to D, Mr. Unboxed from, Human's Empire. It's technically, I mean, you can still celebrate the 28 days, but like in the middle of that, the 21st is President's Day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you put that day timeout, we got President's Day. However, you know, there's a whole bunch behind the whole President's Day thing, you know what I'm saying? Because they gave that day because of Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, because Frederick Douglass' birthday is February 14th, I believe. So you can look it up and see if I'm right about that. But anyway, so I wanted to have a serious discussion, and I did drop the link. If you want to come up, feel free. I want to have a discussion, or if you want to just put your comment down in the description box, answer that question for me. Should we abandon Black History Month? Now, let me tell you, actually, I should just go to the site. Oh, let me see. All right, hold up. I'm gonna go to the site where I found T-Pain. I actually saw it. It was on TMZ. It was on TMZ. T-Pain talking about. Now I'm not gonna play it, but because it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of cussing and stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? Well, not a lot. There's a few choice words that I don't want to play on here. But he pretty much T-Pain said he felt the same way. I don't want to have 28 days. And answer me this: what's going on, bro? Answer me this: should we consider just making it American history versus Black History Month? That is I'll say this a valid question. Now, I have my own opinion, but I would like to know what you guys say. What's up to all my family in the chat? We got Mr. Unbox in the building. And again, if anybody if you guys are watching it, oh yeah, man, thank you, bro. We carrying this, man. This is a partnership. Gosh, I know T-Pain. I mean, not T-Pain. T.I. You know what I'm saying? You know, King of the South. This is actually one of his creations, and he is partnered with another guy, and I can't think of his name. I'm gonna ask somebody if you really want to find out who the other person he's partnered up with. I just know T.I. is in this, so I had to grab this. You know what I'm saying? It's like talking about our heritage and stuff like that, or at least depicting our heritage. All right, so yep, it's the first thing that pops up. T-Pain. He made a comment too about people that they've been on his head. Some people have been on T-Pain's head. They disappointed that he feel like we shouldn't have, Black History Month. And on top of that, this correspondent was asking him, he was like, how should white people support or celebrate Black History Month? And he said they shouldn't. Now he goes on to be fair, he goes on to explain some other stuff as to why they shouldn't, but it's social media. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whatever comes out your mouth, people hold on to that. Just like if we know that through history, he could have said a whole bunch behind that, but the first few words was like he shouldn't, and then he explains why. People take that and they cut off the rest of it. Hold on, let me get this real quick. Black History Month. Yeah. Let me see who just walked in the building. Yo, YFC, hey everybody. We shouldn't abandon Black History Month, but it should be celebrated more often. Or often. Okay, I agree with you. I'm gonna put your comment up there. Wiley Hustle's in the building. What's going on, wifey? Keeping up with the Griffins. I missed y'all, man. What's going on, man? What's happening? What's happening? T-Pain can stick that auto tune in his opinion. um, T-Pain did say, he responded was like, for people to be upset about his comment, he said something about, I shouldn't have that much influence in your life for you to even matter. He didn't use the word influence, but okay. I'm going to read to you exactly what T-Pain said because I got it right here. It's on Twitter. Hit Twitter. Okay, I'll happily be the provider of a distraction from whatever y'all are actually mad at because I know you're not actually mad at me. It's impossible. You don't even know me, so how could I have that much power over your feelings? We all need a getaway, and I'll be that if you need it. Now, what do y'all know about T-Pain? You don't know anything about T-Pain. For those people, T-Pain was born in Tallahassee, Florida, right? And his name, or stage name, was Tallahassee Pain, right? Because of the painful lifestyle he had growing up, all right? Now, we know that he dropped albums, like what his career really got started in 2004. He's Mr. Auto-Tunes, man. The dude has partnered with some of the biggest names out here. Jamie Foxx, let me see who else he did. E40. E40 is one of my, I love E40 music. You know what I'm saying? So I got a couple people, man. He got 2 Grammys. 2 Grammys. I do have some information right here. He did a track with Lil Wayne. And I'm going to tell you one of my favorites, man. Hold up. So it was one thing he had in here. Okay, I'm Sprung and Bartender was 2 of his best songs, man. But let me see. I'm So Hood, he did that. It was one I left it at work. No worries. You're going to keep it moving. But the point is, he topped the charts. Billboard, right? The Billboard 200, he topped the charts, right? Now, T-Pain, and I just read y'all the content I just read came straight off of Hip Hop DX. I want to give credit to the people that actually did that, the story. And this dropped February 3rd at 2:55 p.m. Now, Mr. T-Pain, which I doubt T-Pain will ever see this publication, but I'm gonna say this for the people that follow hip hop and stuff like that, and just following Black history. If you come across this and you a T-Pain fan, so I like T-Pain. I think T-Pain is probably one of the most talented people out there. And that comedy made, I feel like he has to come up with. He's very slick with his words. He's very creative, and I feel like he has to defend. He got to defend himself. But like, bro, you said it. you the one that put that out there. And my brother said earlier, you know what I'm saying, where he can stick his opinions. But he worked with Chris Brown and Lil Mama. Okay, yeah. I mean, dude, the list of people he played in the movie, the list of people, I mean, the man sing, he's a songwriter, producing. I'm not taking it. Well, matter of fact, I'm putting all that on the table. Everything, at one point, the man was worth $40 million. He even did, like, I don't know if it was like a documentary or like he interviewed somebody, said he lost like 40 million doing whatever he was doing. I got to watch the whole thing in its entirety. But I know he lost. Right now, he's worth about $10 million based on what the internet's saying. Could be more than that, could be off. He may not have reported all that, but I know that when you make comments like that and you, like I was talking to a few other people, because I was talking to people today about how do you feel about that topic? Should we stop talking about Black history? Now, let me get off T-Pain for a second. I know 2 days ago, I was going through a lot of research on our people and the accomplishments, all the inventors, doctors, all, like, it's a lot of people I went through. But then I got to this one program on Netflix. I think it's called 13th Amendment. and there's some pictures in there depicting blacks that were being whipped and hung and all this other stuff, man. And it is very graphic. And it really hit me to the point where I'm like, that's disgusting that some people were that hate, they had that much hatred towards a race of people. You know, there's a lot that goes into history. And now let me include Mr. Morgan Freeman. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put Morgan Freeman and T-Pain. And there was a YouTuber I saw today that said he don't celebrate Black History. Now I don't know who this young man is, but he does have 1.7 million followers here on YouTube. Now, the one thing that all of these guys share together, Morgan Freeman being he was born literally during the Great Depression, right? He was born in the South during the Great Depression. He has a lot he can say. All of them entitled to their opinions. All of them. You know what I'm saying? They are entitled. But I do know at one point in time, like, let me say this. Mr. Freeman mentioned that I guess, like, you can kill racism by not talking about it, ignoring it. I talked to Tony Woe today. Me and him was on, we was on the phone this morning. I talked to a couple other folks behind Tony about, and I'm gonna get to that comment. I just saw a comment pop up about Mr. Freeman is in a whole different category than somebody like me, or if you make, Morgan Freeman is worth $250 million based on reports. He's worth $250 million. So he's in a different category. So trouble for him is not like trouble for us. If I did some dumb stuff, if me and Morgan Freeman did the same dumb thing, and I got caught, he got caught, I can guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, I can guarantee you that Morgan Freeman he out of there. I'm stuck with mine, and the money machine is making money off me, probably peeling potatoes, man, or something like that for one of these companies out here. Oh, let me get to Godfather. What's going on? What's happening? All right, hold on. Let me see. Did I miss a comment? Watchman 54 in the building. Me 9 in the building. What's happening? Small fingers. I'm at 5%. I just got. Oh my gosh. Hey, TJ, I got a question. Do you guys study Black history in school? Okay. Usually do. Do you think they should do away with it? Honest opinion. I'm just asking. It has no effect over your life, does it? Why? That don't qualify because you black. Like what? Like why? So let me ask you this: if your school took Black history out, would it bother you at all? It wouldn't bother you because it really don't matter. You're a different breed. What you know about it? Give me an example. No, seriously, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but what? Like, tell me something. Like, tell me something. They talk about Martin Luther King. Y'all see that? So Martin Luther King is the man in bookshelf. He's the number one, man. He's the number one product. Don't go nowhere. No, no, no. Come on, Wiley Hustle. You part of Wiley Hustle. Yeah. Yeah. You said you wanted to be a part of it, so you're a part of it. So you on this live. So I got my son over here. I ain't telling him to get on camera. But so all they talk about is Martin Luther King, right? Do they ever talk about Malcolm X? No? Really? Who else they talk about? Do they talk about George Washington Carver? Never heard of him, huh? Do they ever talk about him? So it's just Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and Harry Tubman. and see, this is why I said, man, you go ahead, man. And this is why I feel like I don't agree with them, man. The question is, do we all celebrate the other months? Spanish history, Indian history, and now heritage history, which as much zeal as we want other races to celebrate Black history. Let's talk about that real quick. All right, hey, I don't know if y'all know this, But I found this out actually a few years ago. I want to say, and it was recent. I didn't know this, but I found this out recently. Hold up, let me see. I got somebody. Oh, we got our first guest on the show. He's on the show. Y'all already know he's coming to the stage, man. Y'all know him as Glenn in some streets, man. But everybody in the realm of Invicta know this man as Godfather. What's going on, brother? Oh, I can't hear you, bro. I don't think you hit your I think you may be muted. I can't hear you. You on mute right now or something. You might want to, like, at this point, I don't know sign language, bro. Okay, no, you take your time. Let me see. Before I know why you working on that, man. Let's see. This ain't Wiley Hustle show. Oh, girls, calm yourself down. Calm yourself. We one and the same. So I could talk about Wiley Hustle on TV 3D. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I am the owner and creator. You just the stage hand. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Yeah, I don't hear you yet, Godfather. Said that's a negative. Oh, Vic, he on you. He said Godfather in that apple. I'm gonna let you know when I. Okay, look, what I'm gonna do, Godfather. I'm gonna drop you down. You're not on your phone. Okay, wait. You on your computer? You got headphones? No. I need a techie. Where's my technicians at? I need somebody technical to help my brother out because I definitely want to hear what he got to say about this matter. I'm gonna leave you up there for now. So Godfather can't get sound. He's on this. Are you in your settings? And you came through StreamYard. It should have. I tell you what. I am going to drop you back down. Wait a minute. Let me see if I don't know if I don't think my settings will affect yours. Hold on for a second.
How about now?
Oh, okay. You came in. I hear you.
All right.
I hear you. Yeah.
I had to go into my settings, and I actually had to tell it to use the microphone for the camera and not the microphone on the computer.
Okay.
Every now and then I got to switch that up because of things that I be doing on the computer. So I got to switch it around. So every now and then I forget to switch it back to the camera.
Okay. Yeah. It happened. It happened.
Remember, I told you about this disease that I suffer from, CRS.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard you say
that's one of those things. All right.
So let me see, who is that? Oh man, hey, can somebody get that stupid person up out of here? Godfather and everybody in the chat. Mm-hmm. Carter Woodson was the person that actually pressed for us having Black History Month all the way back in 1926, right? And it wasn't until 1976.
Yeah.
Yep, it was 1976 when it actually was recognized by the president. President Gerald Ford recognized Black History Month in 1976. Therefore, we have that. And going back to Don Juan, I actually wrote this down because he said, if a race has no history, it has no worthwhile tradition. It becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated. And then he went on. I don't have the rest of that written. I do remember what he said. He goes on to say that the Indian culture did not scribe their history. Therefore, a lot of their history is gone. You don't hear anything about it. The Jewish community, you know about it because it was first scripted in the Bible. So their history is rich. You see it. So for T-Pain, this YouTuber,
Well, hold on
Morgan
one second.
Freeman. Go ahead.
Hold that thought 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Native Americans do not refer to themselves as Indian. They refer to themselves as Native Americans. So when we talk about the Indian history are the folks from India. Here in
True,
America, it's
true.
the Native American history.
Right.
Okay. And the reason why I bring that up, because I do have a little bit of Native American, in
Right,
my
right.
history line, along with Spanish, because my great grandfather actually came over from Cuba. So,
So let me ask you, Godfather, with that, and I understand. See, the thing about it is, I see it from T-Pain and like everybody. I see it from that era. I mean, you can't have Black history without having American history, without having
Correct.
anybody that's in this country, the entire melting pot. So,
Yes.
I'm gonna just say this. This is my opinion. I'm standing on top of it. Anybody right now that has anything to do, your ancestors, in building this country up to where it is right now, you an American. Now, your ancestors may have came from Africa. They may have come from Spain,
Yeah,
wherever.
yeah,
But if you in America, to when America was being built, your grandfathers and your great grandfathers,
yeah, yeah.
they are Americans. Now, their heritage may be Spain, may be South America,
Correct.
and I understand. I stand with Morgan Freeman and anybody else that's when it comes to this. However, if it wasn't important for us to have, then I mean, do we shun the president, Mr. Ford, to actually say, "Hey, let's acknowledge this"? Like,
Now,
tell me about it.
right now, here's the thing. Okay, here's my take
Mhm.
on Black history. Um, And as you have said, people born in this country today, you are an American, okay? You are not an African American. You are an American of African descent, okay? An African American is somebody actually from Africa, okay? Just like a Chinese American is somebody from China. If you were
Mhm.
born in this country, you are an American of whatever descent your nationality or your race is. Now, as far as Black history, I am a firm believer, okay, in teaching all history. Now, when I was growing up, we taught, history was taught in school. Black history, white history, Native American, all types of history. It was just called history, okay? And we were taught about the contributions that African Americans or Blacks at that time brought into this country. Okay. A lot of the history that's being taught today, or a lot of the younger generations, like you were talking to your son, and he only knows a handful of people, but the uh the blacks in this country, and I am black, so I don't want nobody to be confused by this. Okay. I am black. My mother and father were both, as dark as the ace of spades. So we're not going to go through that. Okay. People look at me, you ain't black. Yes, I am. So the black people today, the younger generation, they are zeroing in and concentrating on slavery. They're thinking of Black history as slavery. Okay. And now here's the thing is, you thinking of Black history as slavery while you eating that potato chip that was invented by a black man.
Yep.
Okay. You are thinking of, slavery while, you are sitting up there getting surgery and they're giving you plasma, which was invented by a black man.
Yep.
Okay. And this is the history that is not really being taught today, in the schools.
Right.
Most of the stuff that they're being taught in the schools is about uh, slavery. They talk about Martin Luther King, how he made the march, from from Alabama, Selma, Alabama, and stuff like that. Like,
Mhm.
okay, you need to, while you're teaching that, teach the reason why the march was made. Not
Mhm.
that he made a march. teach why that march was actually made. And you
Mhm.
want to now, granted, do not stop talking about slavery. Okay. Stuff that was brought up to me growing up in Atlanta says, if you don't learn from your past, you're doomed to repeat it. People who don't learn from history is doomed to repeat it. Okay. And we're going through that today with a lot of injustice.
Yeah.
Okay. The black people as a whole are being singled out, in big injustice. And like you were talking about, if you and Morgan Freeman did the same crime and you both got caught, based on who he is, he would get, say, a lighter sentence. But
Right.
you can't look at that. He's got big money.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we take you and we take a white person of the same economic stature. Okay. You do the same crime. You both get caught. Okay. 99% of the time, he will do a much lighter sentence than you, because
Cool.
the country, unfortunately, is afraid of what they don't understand. And unfortunately, they do not understand black people. They don't understand Native Americans. They don't understand Jewish people. Uh, the COVID.
Hmm.
Okay. A lot of people going out there, Asian hate, beating up on Asians. Why? Because you don't understand. Again, this is people out there, okay, not understanding what's going on. Now, does that mean that we as a black people understand our own? No. Where I live here in Virginia Beach, well, in Virginia, the Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Hampton, they call the seven cities, Unfortunately, there are more black on black crime in this area than there is uh, any other crime. Not saying that there's not other crime. It's just that you hear about more black on black crime. And it's a shame that we as a black people are, you know, being put into the limelight like that. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
basically, somebody goes and beats you up.
Hmm.
That's big news. Why? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be any bigger news than two white guys getting into a bar fight. You don't hear
Yes, sir.
about that.
Yes, sir. So let's take a real quick pause. I got my brother, Mr. Don Juan, coming to the building. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. How about you guys?
Doing
Godfather.
good.
Man,
Doing good.
how's the family?
Family's getting there. We're holding up. We're getting better. Thank you.
Good. Good.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm glad you on, bro. Good to see you on here, man. I do wanted to glad you up here so you can say your piece, man. What you got to add to the topic?
The question still remains, right? Are we, as much as we want everyone to learn about the black culture,
Mm-hmm.
are we then learning about the other cultures and the other months? So it's kind of conflicting. One, you have this 28 days where you want everybody to learn about us, but we're not teaching our children. We're not taking it upon ourselves. And then when you mention the Native Americans and them, they're not scribing their history, but they teach. You understand what I'm saying? It's handed
Mm-hmm.
down. They don't need to teach it to everyone else. They're teaching it amongst themselves.
Right.
A lot of the parents nowadays are not taking it on themselves to teach their children.
Yes.
Why do you
Exactly.
need 28 days? This should be every day. You have a child, you should be teaching that child everything.
Mhm.
You don't need someone else to tell you, oh, you can only celebrate for these 28 days. Do you take these 28 days out of 365 to learn about your culture? That's insane to me. You should be
So
teaching
so that
every day.
question remains to be answered. I mean, do we at this point, do we abandon that and just say, hey, it's just what up a month? Because that was one of the questions too. Morgan Freeman stated, he said, when is white celebration day or white culture day? And this same question was posed to I didn't know the actor's name, and it was like one of those. He just threw his hand there. He was like, I guess every other month besides February, because we celebrate Columbus Day, we celebrate all these others, like even in President's Day within Black History Month. But
But it's
I
still
get where you coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't have a Native American month, you don't have
yes, you do.
white
Yes, you
American month, you don't
do.
have, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever your culture is or whatever your race is. Because I know, and I was reading, I didn't know that Black History Month actually started off as Black History Week, where it was just a week, the second
Mhm.
week of
It started, like,
February.
it started off as
And
day.
they deemed it to be a whole month. So the question is, does it now? There's one of the comments, like you said, does it hinder us? Does it help us at all? You know what I'm saying? For us to have these 28 days, is it a slap in the face? I mean, it's a lot of questions, and I'm curious as to. I mean, I know we got a few people in the building, but go ahead. You know what, bro? Go ahead and finish your statement as far as like how do you feel about the overall?
Overall, I think it's a parent's responsibility. You
Okay.
teach your children. I don't think that the government or anyone else should say you only have a certain amount of time. And that goes for my culture also. I mean, yes, we have Spanish History Month. Indian, you have Heritage Month. Now it used to be Native American Month.
Mhm.
Now the government took away Native American Month and lumped it in with another culture to make it Heritage Month.
Yeah.
So now what happens if the government takes away Black History Month and decides to lump it in with Spanish History Month and make it and call it something else?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're relying on somebody that could actually take it away from you at any time.
Hmm.
Then what do you do? So it is
Yeah.
on the individual, which means that it shouldn't just be 28 days.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be teaching like Don Juan says. Okay, teach your kids. You teach your family to keep your history. Okay, your culture alive,
Mhm.
because the government themselves they gave you 28 days, gave us 28 days. But at any time, those 28 days can go away. Okay. And through some type of mandate law or whatever. But we don't, if we don't teach our kids ourselves, we are relying on the educational system to teach the kids about our history, it will become lost. Okay, so we you don't want to do that. You need to teach your children so that they can teach their children. It's like I said, my great grandfather came over from Cuba. Okay, on my grandmother's side of the family, we had Native American. Okay, on my grandfather's side of the family, we have white. So we got a melting pot. But if you don't teach your kids the history, your history, okay,
Mhm.
your family history, your family cultures, and what your family went through, and other people in your race and your culture went through, they're not going to know, and they're not going to understand. And when these people, when you have the bad people. Okay, not all people are bad, but when you have bad people talking out of the side of their face because they don't really understand what they're talking about, and your kids are listening to them, okay, everything is going to get messed up, everything is going to get confused, and nobody's going to have anything. So you have to teach your children about your family, about your race, about your culture, and everything that's in your race and culture. Like I said, my grandkids, I got a family tree, and I had printed it all out, showing pictures and where everybody links in, and then the extended family, like, you have my uncle who, I got his wife who was not born, say, a Belton, but now I have it linked up to her side of the family so that everybody can see where everybody comes in and where they play an integral part of our life. Okay, so just because your mom and dad and your grandmother and grandfather, you got that information, but you might not have the information from everybody else, and you need all that information. Like Don said, we have to teach our children every day. Okay, every
So
day they grow up, you teach them something new so that they can have an understanding of exactly what you teach them to. Hey, we have technology. Okay, when I was growing up, you had encyclopedias. If you wanted to sit up there and learn something, you went to the encyclopedias. Okay, and if something new came out the year after your encyclopedias came out, you have to buy a whole new set.
yep.
Okay, today the technology is right at your fingertips. Okay, tell the children to stop playing Candy Crush and learn about their history. Okay, you have the technology in your hand to learn about your history, not just what you see on TV. Okay, there's a whole lot more to what's going on with us other than what you see on TV, because all you see on the TV is the bad stuff. You don't see the good stuff. And you need to sit up there and understand, ask children today, who was the first Black actress, to win an Oscar? People are like, I don't know. Halle Berry? Like, no. Okay. Who was the first Black actor to win an Oscar? I don't know. Denzel Washington? No. Learn your history so that you will be able to have a better understanding. So when people come to you talking out of the side of their mouth, okay, you can go to your technology and say, man, that's BS. You don't know what you're talking about. Here it is. Now, granted, don't take everything you read on the internet and in the technology as truth, because we know not everything is posted is true. There are a lot of hoaxes out there. There's a lot of lies out there. So you have to turn around and do more and more research to find out what is true, what is fact, what is fictional.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you can alter Wikipedia.
Yes.
You can alter that, and
Exactly. So
that's the crazy thing. Like, so for me, I never thought to ask my mom did she ever march with Martin Luther King, and here I am, well in my 40s, and I asked her that last week, and she said, yeah, he came to Chicago back in '66. I was 15 years old. I remember they sent the dogs out, and I'm sitting there like, what? I'm on the phone like, okay, like I'm talking to her. She said, yeah. She gave me a full description, but then it brings me back to my great grandmother before she died. She was 95, no, 98 when she died. And I remember her telling me that she had a candy store. And I remember her saying all white folks ain't bad because white folks helped our family.
yeah.
Like she was telling these stories about helped our family, helped them hide and all this other stuff. And they'll tell them that they going down the road and they see headlights in the distance, go run off in the trees. You know what I'm saying? Go hide. You know what I mean? If they had a dog, run. You know what I'm saying? Like, and listening to that now, I'm a teenager listening to her tell me this. And it didn't hit me until till I had my first taste. I was I want to say I was 9 years old, Jackson, Mississippi. So my last name is Wiley, hence the name Wiley Husband. I'm gonna give you guys a little history about me. I was adopted by my cousin, and my adopted father took me down to Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, to his mom, which worked on this plantation. And I remember now, peep this. I'm looking at the front of the plantation. It said Wiley on it, right? And I said, wow, that's crazy. So we go in there and she's out there picking cotton for the plantation owner. That was her job, right? She was picking cotton. My dad picked her up, took her back to the house. And she, cooked some good food, broke a chicken neck and fried it up. And I was like, wow, good food. Fast forward to when I'm a teenager and I'm learning my last name used to be Full of Love. That was my adopted name. Now I get my birthright, all my stuff, my birth certificate, and everything, and I'm seeing this name Wiley, and I was like, I remember seeing this at this plantation. So when I got older, I did some research. When me and my wife gets married, when Ancestry.com actually came online, I sent all the information I had to them, and it came back that Mega Evers Wiley is my distant cousin, and we get our last name from that plantation down there in Mississippi,
Yep.
which happened to be that the self-help books for dummies. That's Wiley publication. I met the attorney when I was working at Enterprise. One thing about the Wiley family, if you work for them in any capacity, you are adopted to them. That's just their tradition.
Right.
So I found all the stuff out. Now, this is history that I wouldn't have found out if I wouldn't have researched, if I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, put in those places and stuff like that. So it brought me down this that some of my descendants come from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, we had land in Australia. We voted to Africa, did our little trade, and voted right into slavery. So we weren't like, part of my family wasn't captured, but we got it once we got to Florida and Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they sent some of us to Mississippi, sent the other ones to Alabama. Some was down in Florida. We had one group of our family escaped up to New York, and the rest of them went to Chicago. If I want to get into that information, man. Hey, thank you for coming in. I don't know if you're still in here, man, but I appreciate you, man. Blessing to seeing you in here. Uniquely lavish. It's always good seeing you in here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Hattie McDaniel was the first Black woman actress to win an Oscar.
Yep.
Man, typo, Black actress. I got you. She was often criticized for playing a maid. Howard. Yeah, okay, yeah, I do remember that. I remember seeing that. Her response was always, I'd rather play a maid than
Then
be
be
a
a
maid.
Yep.
And I can relate wholeheartedly. Man, information, man. Hey, and I'm gonna say this to the people on the replay of this. I know there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of lives, and this live wasn't meant to be. It's not gonna be a real long live. I just wanted to kind of throw that question out there while we're talking about it, because right now that is the biggest topic in Don Juan. I thank you for posting that question, because that is a question we do have to answer.
Yes.
That question hits every Black ear, Black eyes, or whatever. If you somebody that can't see and you use YouTube, however it speaks to you under the sound of my voice, or however you get the information, that is a question you need to answer. And I do, and I am guilty of that. I will sit here. Look, my life's an open book. I ain't got nothing to hide. I don't do a great job at teaching my kids about our history and stuff like that. I tell them some certain things, but I haven't told them a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I am guilty of that. And I stand up here and I say that before all you guys. However, it's one thing about that, about you hitting me with that question, hitting everybody with that question, is you can take the history or what you learned and then just the information and say, you know what? Let me get on the ball. And then you could just switch and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to you, man. There's no pride over here when it comes to that. Because I'm sitting there listening to my son say all he know about is Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. I got to step my game up because
Teach the kids, man. Teach, because that's part of your history as well. As the Black history, African American history, or whatever. That is also part of your history. So teach them about that and teach them about your history. I do that, with all my nieces and nephews, my cousins, younger cousins, my kids, my grandkids. I want them to understand and learn from this so that as they get older, when somebody says something, they can think. It's all about making people think. Use your brain. You're not a robot. Okay. So you when somebody tells you something, okay, it's like we have a saying, I'm probably sure you guys heard this say, trust but verify. Okay. So I trust what you're saying. I trust you know what you're saying. But you know what? Let me verify it, because some of what you're saying doesn't sound right. And it might not be right. So now you sit up there, you learn about it. Now the two people are conversing and they're learning together. Oh, so when I said this wasn't right. It was supposed to be like this. Oh, okay. And again,
Mhm.
as I say, whatever you read on the internet, whatever you hear in the news, okay, verify it. Not everything is correct. And as we know, on the news and on the internet, you're not going to have the whole story, okay?
Right.
Unless you get the story from somebody who was there and who can tell you word for word, second for second, everything that happened. And most people can't remember all of it. They're going to paraphrase everything. And like at my job, okay, people know me well enough to know to where my folks, hey, Mr. Glenn said ABC. And the people that know me will be like, exactly what did he say? Because I'm very specific when I speak.
There
Okay.
we go.
So therefore, I don't like to be misconstrued, misunderstood. So I repeat myself quite often on the job. I repeat myself when I'm talking to people just to make sure that they understand what I'm saying. And then if they repeat what I'm saying, they repeat exactly what I said. Don't
Mhm.
paraphrase, don't add words, don't take out words, because then what you say is not what I said, and it could be again misunderstood by somebody else. So we have
Okay.
to,
Thank you, sir.
Whitney Houston saying, the children are our future, so
Yeah. You want to add to that, Don Juan?
I do, so that
Yes, sir.
people kind of understand where I was coming from when I say you need to teach. If you look at Black History Month, even Black History in school, like your son said, they only teach a little bit. And America nowadays wants to keep the negative out. So
Mhm.
slavery and anything else that they feel is going to give them a black eye, they're going to keep out of the history, which includes the major accomplishments of black people,
Mhm.
makes them look bad. Growing up in Chicago, how often did you really teach your kids about the Black Panthers and everything that they did? Because America will make them look like the worst gang in the world, but they weren't. You understand what I'm saying? Like they
Oh yeah,
start
most definitely.
right.
Most definitely.
Bloods and Crips. They didn't start off as a negative. They started off as a positive. Went negative.
GDs either.
E- Exactly. But leave it up to the school system, the educational system, the government, you will only see the negative,
Yeah.
which is
Mhm.
another way of oppressing black people. So it is
Yeah.
up to
Yeah.
us to teach our own.
Mhm.
So with that, I can leave this I can leave this out here on the table. We do what we learn is we have to do a better job at teaching, and I do agree it shouldn't be restricted to 28 days. I know that's a sort of a. I look at it. I guess it's like your perspective. You can look at it as a this is the month that we acknowledge all of these things, but I mean, you got to think. For example, one of the biggest things for us in the summer was the super soaker, that water gun,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Getting it's hot. I found out, I want to say about 5 years ago, maybe it may have been shorter than that, maybe four, that a black man created the super soaker water gun that we love so much.
Mhm.
Like, oh man, I got the biggest super soaker. My mom loved me. She got me this thing. And didn't know, black man, he was an engineer. Dude was a mathematician, real smart. I think he has a few patents. But I want to let you guys know tomorrow I have a special guest that has lived through a lot of stuff. He's going to be sharing some stuff in this Black history that you guys don't know because he's still alive, of course, and he fathered children, and he's the father of many children.
Mhm.
That's all I'm gonna say. He's the father of many children. I'm gonna call him the community dad, and not in a bad way, because you could take some words.
Right. Right.
Don't nobody take my words and be like, "Oh, no, he's not that."
Mhm.
He took care of people in the community. So a lot of men in where I live at right now look up to him as a father figure. So
Mhm.
I'm going to have him on tomorrow. And I was excited for him. I asked him about 2 weeks ago. I said, hey, I'd love to have you on the show. And this is what I want to talk about. We're doing Black History Month. I want people to hear from you You know, what is it to be a father? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel being a black man in America right now to this day? What
Yeah.
have you accomplished? And people need to know what he's accomplished. And y'all, you know what? It'll be clear. It'll be clear once he comes on tomorrow. I ain't gonna give you no more than that. But I'm gonna have some veterans on here, some black veterans, and they're gonna explain. And I'm gonna tell you my side of the story. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I no, okay, let me tell you this before we go. I was told before I joined the military not to join the military because there's no place for a black man. And nobody really explained it. You know what I'm saying? And then you know how movies depict the our veterans coming back from soldiers coming back from Vietnam, that they was getting spit on. They made it seem like, you know what I'm saying, the
Oh yeah.
black soldiers getting treated like so bad. Guess what? I was trained by a white guy that was a soldier, and he told me how he was treated when he came home. It was like, man,
Mhm.
them people was hawk spitting on us. I'm talking about, and we couldn't do nothing back. He was
Yep.
like, they was calling us baby killers. They was
Mhm.
like, man, I'm talking about, he said, man, people was taking bottles of urine, and it just didn't hit black soldiers.
Nope.
It hit everybody
Mhm.
that came back from Vietnam. I said, wait. You mean to tell me you went and like the flag that we waving, that we pledge allegiance to, that we salute to, that when we go to baseball games, you take your hat off, and those people did that to y'all? And it wasn't until really until we kicked off this second Gulf War to where they adopted the respect. So anytime now it's like, hey, oh,
Yeah.
thank you for your service.
Yeah.
But that ain't the same. You treated them people like Vietnam was a long time ago. We're back. We're here. I mean, like our war kicked off. What, we invaded 2002, 2003, I believe.
Mhm.
So I'm like, all that time has gone past. Now you want to give them credit, and I agree with again. I'm not here to put anybody on trial, Morgan Freeman and nobody else. There is a difference in the way we move, though. I will say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
From T-Pain to Morgan Freeman, their influence is huge. And like Morgan Freeman probably don't care at this point. I'm like, man, the man is like in his 80s. He's like, look, dude, I lived through it. I don't care what none of y'all say. Y'all can go fly a kite for all I care. And I'm not here to attack Morgan Freeman because he's one of my Black history heroes. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? That's still alive. The man has been busy his whole life. I didn't know he used to dance. That man was a
Mhm.
dancer. I didn't know he was a dancer. And his voice is used on everything. I just feel like, you know, when it came to certain things, he had made a comment to one of the correspondents. He was like, hey, man, we made a good life for ourselves. But he did make a clear point. I don't want people like my son, kids like my son, like any black kids feeling like you're stuck and you can't
Right.
make it. Because I'm like, look, if they made it during the Great Depression, where I think the average, and I looked this up, the average family, and they didn't separate it by race at that time, but they said the average family was making $1,600 a year per year. Like minimum wage was like anywhere from 31 cents up to 95 cents per hour. And I'm like, whoa.
Mhm.
And I was up in Chicago when they was making up to 95 cents per hour with minimum wage. If you was in the South, you was making 30, you was probably making 11 cents.
Mhm.
Like that's slave labor. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you, and if that's the case, you ain't even making $900 a year. So just depending on how many hours you work, unless they make you work all day. But the whole point of this video was just to get perspective on, let me see, they teach history all year. So black history and other cultures should be able to uh, talk all year. Rico, what's going on? Oh, let me see. What did Rico say? Take it a day at a time. I hope you are doing better, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm absorbing a lot of blessing and positive energy. Yeah, hey, you give it. You exude positive energy, man.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
get ready to get
yeah,
off here real quick.
we are actually, we at
Grandkids
the
are calling
end.
me.
Okay, go ahead, man. Hey, Godfather, thank you for coming up. Don
Hey,
Juan, thank you for coming up, man. You guys are always welcome here, man. I appreciate you guys. Be blessed, man.
you too, man.
All right, man. So, family, thank you guys for just tuning in. Uh, keep in mind, down in the description box will be a number of businesses or channels that you can actually go to. Click the links. I am an affiliate of Be the Difference Clothing, and that is a Black-owned business, and she supports everybody. So go over there. Her name is Joy. If you don't know who she is, Her link is down there in the description. You can find it there. Everything else, man, be here tomorrow. We will have a black father that's telling his story. All right, here live Sunday. So enjoy. Other than that, man, thank you guys for your time. Whoever's left in here right now, if you are attached to House of X, man, hold on, let me grab a link. I'm gonna drop that a link. I want to just go on and jump over there. Hey, wifey, can you drop House of X in there? We gonna jump over to House of X, and I would get a spammer at the end of the at the very end of the show. Hold on, let me see. Give me just a second, y'all. Let me copy this link. I think wifey may be doing something. She may be watching her show. So I do appreciate you guys again for stopping by. You guys have been nothing but amazing. Hope you guys learned something today. Oh, I deleted that message. Boom. Hey, so that is jump over there. Let them know you came from over here. Just, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up with us. Huh? I just dropped the link. I just dropped the link. That's I think, hold up. That's what I'm saying, House of X. Did they? Okay. All right, so I'm out of here, y'all. Go over there. Meet Nas live too. So pick and choose what you want to do. If you got multiple devices, go do both. Man, y'all be blessed.